I'm Rob Skinner, and this is the Rob Skinner Podcast. Today I'm talking to a couple from India and how God is working to multiply disciples, leaders, and churches in that great country. All this and more on the Rob Skinner Podcast. Welcome back to the Rob Skinner Podcast. My goal is to inspire you to live a no regrets life, make this life count, and multiply disciples, leaders, and churches. I've got a great couple from India. Would you mind introducing yourself?
I'm Abraham, and I live in Bangalore, Karnataka, in India.
I'm Evangeline Juliet from Bangalore. And Abraham and myself, we serve the church for the last 30 years.
Wow, that's fantastic. Okay. I've been to Bangalore one time in 2017. We did a tour of India, which was fantastic. I'm sure we met during that time. At that time, you were in Chennai?
Yeah,
Yes,
good.
yes.
I remember meeting you.
With Jerry and Rosa.
Yes.
That's right.
It's awesome. Love those guys. And so we're at the Healthy Church Growth Conference here in Boston. I hope you guys are enjoying
Yes,
yourself,
yes.
meeting people. So awesome to see leaders from around the world.
That's right.
Leaders like you. Tell me, what's working for you in multiplying disciples, leaders, and churches in India?
Well, we just want to talk about what's happening in Bangalore and in our state, Karnataka.
Yeah.
So, Jill and I, we've been in this for past 30 years. But it's only in past 3 years we've been leading a church.
Wow.
And all this while, our sweet spot was helping the church leader. And that's what we have done for decades. I think God is calling in this season of our life to lead the church in Bangalore, which was a very intimidating role in some sense. for me. But I just feel called, just being in bigger churches for a season. And what I'm learning is, I know we all want to see our churches grow. What I'm learning is the growth of the church is there very much in the DNA of the church. And God has put that in every soul who is a disciple of Jesus. And instead of being so focused on the growth, we want to focus on creating a growth environment.
Yeah.
Because I believe, taking the analogy to an agriculture,
Right.
the seed is there and the seed doesn't grow because there's problem with the mud, problem with the situation. So I think that is something that we are learning in Bangalore. Going into Bangalore, we've had some challenges. A great church, 1,500 disciples.
1,500 disciples.
1,500.
Whoa, that's a big church. How do you keep track of everybody?
Yeah.
We have a great team.
Yeah, so we meet in sectors,
Yeah.
probably twice or thrice a year. We come together. It's a great church and great-hearted disciples. And our challenge right now is how do we work? What are the obstacles? The growth is right there. What are the obstacles? And we also see that the church in Bangalore, the church has some dreams. And in the past, what happens is it's mostly the church leaders' dream.
Right.
And part of our work is to connect with what is the dream of the church, because there are disciples right now that have been there for 30 years, 35 years, who've been right through the journey. And so much of the evangelistic zeal is coming from few disciples who have a heart for it. And how do I partner with it?
Right.
So I'm just learning in this season of leadership to take a different posture of leadership, where I'm not the only one who's thinking, but thinking together with the church, and whatever gifts God has given me and the role that God has given me, how do I facilitate a growth environment, right? Deal with some of those obstacles. So that is something that I can think about.
Okay. Terrific. How about you?
For me, when it comes to women's ministry, I feel like we are on our knees because we want to be in step with the Holy Spirit.
Right.
That's what we all want to. And practically how we do in Bangalore, every year, every day, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the whole church prays for a few minutes for the church health. I mean, so everybody participates.
At the same time?
Same time, 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And then part of the growth or whatever we want to grow, we really want to pull the whole community together. So every 3 months we have fasting prayer. So the church comes together, the posture of humility. And that is where, unless the Lord favors, it's not going to happen. So that's one of the things that I fully acknowledge. God is the one who's bringing the growth, but the posture of dependency starts with us.
Wow.
But the kingdom kids are making a difference.
Wow.
They are in the ministry. So we are building a community, all generation. So it is their church.
Yeah.
So that is the spirit that we are building,
Wow.
the Bangalore church, and which is God is favoring reading the whole.
It's amazing. How many churches are there in the country of India right now? Do you have a handle on how many churches in our family churches in the country?
In India, I think we have close to 70 churches.
70 churches. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's growing.
It's growing.
And lately, what we see is in the past, we used to have highly organized mission teams.
Yeah.
But I think we are moving away from that a little bit. And we just, there are teams getting formed organically. And there is a desire to go to a place and start a church.
Right.
And lately we are seeing that at least 4 to 5, 6 locations where churches have gone like that.
Yeah.
There's no full-time worker leading the mission team. There's a group of people going there and wanting to start a church.
Right.
And we see that's been very successful.
Yeah. It's interesting you bring that up, Abraham, because I feel like that's the wave of the future. I think that's been happening in the Philippines, maybe Indonesia, where people are converted and then they go back to their hometown and they convert their family. And then you've got 4 or 5 there and then it just starts to grow. And then it becomes a church. And I feel like that's how we're going to saturate the world. That's how I'd love to see that happen in the United States. Sounds like it's already happening in India.
Practically, the fourth Sunday, we keep it as a house church Sunday.
Okay.
And so the family groups, they take up a place, and every month they have a plan to go to that particular place. So every month going to a particular place, first starting with prayer and then trying to reach out any souls in that place. That continuous steady work is also been one influence which is helping us to grow in widespread.
That's great. A little side note, in downtown Boston, where we currently live, we have difficulty having a permanent meeting location. So we have to meet in house churches on certain Sundays because we can't get the space. This last Sunday, we were meeting in my home. And I'm not joking, but there were like 5 people I talked to that said, I want to get baptized.
Wow.
It was so encouraging. I mean, I was running around talking to all of our guests, and they're like, hey, I've been thinking I want to get baptized. And these are people that Pam and I have been reaching out to for a while, had been attending for a while. But I think there's power in meeting in small churches, in homes, and you build the sense of family, don't you think?
Absolutely. And I think Bangalore sits in a state called Karnataka.
Yeah.
We have around 30 districts. So what we hear lately is we don't want to plant churches. They're not talking the language, but we want to plant a house church.
Yeah.
And as Julie was talking that, we all go to church, but these are the Sundays where you can take the church to a new location.
That's right. I know.
Right?
Right.
And you could do a church.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see some of the disciples, they travel 3 hours on a Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
They go to a new location and they take the whole house church. And then they do the church in a park.
Yeah.
And they just have a great time.
Yeah.
They bring food, their children are there. And then the people who are walking around the park, they just join the Sunday church.
Yeah.
And then they're building relationships.
Right.
And in fact, the church has a vision by 2030. they want to have a house church in every district of our state.
Wow.
And I think that's the road ahead. I think it's not one way. I bet we got to be flexible.
I agree.
The way the Spirit moves us.
Yeah.
And I think we've seen coming together has its own value.
Right.
And just going away to all these places and starting something has a value. At some point, they come and join us. So I think a hybrid of all of this. And I think we are in a season we're thinking, what would help the church?
Yeah.
What would help the missions? And let's take that shape. Let's take that posture.
Yeah.
Right. And it's been a very adventure. It's a great adventure, but sometimes it's discomfort.
I know. Oh my God.
Right, because change is always discomfort. We just like we like to, as we age, especially, we don't want too many things to change. But I see a lot of value in that. That's where I think we have to step out in faith. And probably I don't see things, but people who want to do something, give them the space to do that. I can't see their dream, but give them the space to dream.
Right.
And I can be a cheerleader. I don't need to be the visionary all the time. I don't need to be the reason why something is happening, but I could be a cheerleader for many other faith dreamers in our church. So it's been a very interesting journey.
Yeah. I love the way you're thinking, because Jesus said, just go and make disciples. He didn't say use this particular system or pattern. Just says, get out there and go do it. And it does give us a lot of freedom to try different methods. And I love to hear all the ways that you're doing that in India. So thank you so much for your faithful work over the decades in serving God. And I'll be praying for you in Bangalore and in India. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And thank you for joining the Rob Skinner podcast. My goal is to inspire you to live a no regrets life, make this life count, and multiply disciples, leaders, and churches. Have a great day and make this life count.